Before I start this review proper, I just gotta read this review given by Bloody Pikachu. I said that besides the U, because 3 U's there, on Letterboxd, because it basically sums up the entire movie right here. So let me read it for you. You know what? No, I'm not doing this long-form review for this movie, because this movie doesn't even want to put effort to be a movie, then I'm not going to put in the effort to review it. Multiple times while watching it, I thought to myself, this is actually a DreamWorks film, because even though all of the Trolls, Boss Beast Turbo, Shrek the Thirds, all of it, I feel some purpose in them. This movie just feels so damn artificial. It takes a shit on the original movie, and its message on how Spirit shouldn't be domesticated by literally having one of the first things the main character does by domesticating Spirit. The character, the animation is just so goddamn empty. Fuck this movie. And Bloody Pikachu isn't alone. This is basically unacceptable. I hate the unauthentic attempt at a franchise expansion. What in the direct-to-DVD sequel hell is this? I'm about 20 minutes in, and coming straight out of the first film, I'm not sure I can finish this, not gonna lie. This is rough. 10 out of 100. When it comes to bad DreamWorks movie, people will mention films such as The Boss Baby and Shrek 3. This is definitely on the level of bad. It's just that not many people know of this film. That's probably for the best, though. How to Milk a Movie. Thanks, Vern. I actually felt a deep disappointment in my body when I saw the art/animation style of this after having just watched the first Spirit movie. So boring! And just like every other humanoid animated thing in the last 15 years, but not done with Disney dollars, and it shows. I mean, for little girls getting movies like this, they're just better ones. Let me watch this to complete my Jake filmography. It's not worth it. Well, it really isn't not worth it. This is not a real film. Hate it. God awful. And I could go on and on. There is basically nobody that likes this movie other than this person here, but even then I think it's a meme. So yeah, one joke review, and everyone else is giving, these are just recent reviews, these aren't popular reviews or anything like that, or searching. Everybody, and I mean everybody who's seen this hates it. From all sorts of walks of life, people saying this is awful. And you know what? They're right. People really like the original Spirit movie, and I can't blame them. In fact, this is currently speaking of my reviews, the Spirit one got the most views, and I got so many people saying how much they love this movie. And it's pretty easy to see why. It's a very unique movie. No other animated movie is like it. The main star is a horse who doesn't speak at all. There's some narration, but it's crappy. It's really adult in ways, because the whole theme is about basically people trying to break the spirit of the horse, who's later named Spirit, because they can't break his spirit. It's pretty interesting. I'll admit on rewatch I didn't think it was as good as the first time I saw it, but it doesn't mean that you shouldn't watch it. In fact, I recommend watching it. It's one of the most unique anime movies ever, and it's very well executed in what it's trying to do. I think there's some little things they could have done better, like getting rid of those cheesy-ass songs and the narration. But other than that, Spirit 1 is a great movie, and if you haven't seen it, go watch it. But like over 20 years later, DreamWorks thought, yeah, let's make a CGI sequel horse girl movie out of this for some reason. Spirit Untamed is one of the laziest, lowest common denominator films that DreamWorks has ever put out. It is incredibly low budget. It shows. They basically kick a giant dump on the original movie. Anyone who likes the original movie makes a generic movie that feels like it belongs on the direct-to-DVD shelf. Like, I'm not even joking. This is the most direct-to-DVD movie of all time, and it shows in every aspect. As a matter of fact, direct-to-DVD Barbie movies. And you know what? Those movies came out 20 years ago. This movie came out in the year 2020! That's only like 4 years away, which, wait, 2020 is 4 years ago? But seriously, this looks like absolute garbage! Do you know that the movie Pixar's Soul came out the same year, and it looks light years ahead of it, not only in animation, but story-wise in general? Why would you ever see this movie if you could see this movie? Watch Soul, you haven't seen it, it's really good. But no, I'm stuck watching the shitty Horse Girl movie, which takes a giant horse crap all over the original movie. If you're wondering what this movie's about, well, you'll be sorely disappointed, because this movie is not about Spirit at all. He's in the movie, but does he play a role? Not really. He's just a little side character to this girl's problems. Like, I'm such a tragic character. So instead of having a unique perspective through the vision of what a horse is like in the American plains, and how it grows up and how it faces adversities, we get playing with squirrels, reciting boring stuff, having to go on a train ride to see your dad. This is the riveting stuff, I will admit. Alright, enough beating around the bush. The story is fucking awful. So there's this little girl, who looks fucking uncanny as fuck. I mean, what the hell? This is from 2020, keep that in mind. And she has a mom, and her mom's like a horse performer. And one time she kills herself. I'm not even joking.
fearless, Fortuna.
So the mom says be fearless, and she tries to be fearless. She literally dies the next scene. Very tragic. It's also done in the weirdest way possible. This is how they showcase the mom dying. She's supposed to be a great horse rider, but does a little jump and dies. And the baby doesn't even give a crap. That cares about this stupid satchel and strawberries for some reason. Strawberries. So this girl right here is our main character. It's not Spirit, I know. His name was in the title of the movie, but the horse that was the main character of the first movie is not the main character here. Because we get a girl character who's so relatable because she wants to feed a squirrel an acorn and ride a horse and doesn't like schoolwork. She is so fucking boring, uninteresting, and just comes off as a brat because I don't sympathize with her and no one else sympathizes with her because she's boring. She sucks. She can suck my left nut. Uh-oh, the squirrel comes back and in 2 seconds it destroys everything. Like, I'm not even joking. It just destroys the whole entire house. In a comedic way. It's supposed to be funny, but guess what? It's not. The granddad's embarrassed because his granddaughter burned down the house or something like that because of a squirrel. I'm not even joking. The correlation doesn't make any sense. So badly unrendered girl here who has the dumbest name in the world, Lucky. That's her name. Not even joking. Why is her name Lucky? I don't fucking get it. But oh yeah, she's like, huh? Is that a horse? And yes, it's the horse from the first movie. You remember that guy? You know, the horse that the movie is named after? He's just running along the train for some reason. I don't know if it's a sequel or just some other random universe or something like that, but I think you'd want to stay far away from man-made objects. The first movie is to go by, but whatever. He's like, well, I want to impress this girl because I like this girl, I guess. I don't even fucking know. And for some reason, she tries to reach out to a horse like a dumbass, and she falls and over and almost dies. But luckily for her, John Marston for Red Dead Redemption saves her. I'm not even joking. That's what the character is. He's John Marston. Just kidding, it's not, but that's such a generic design. And one of the characters walks through cow shit for some reason. Don't ask me why. There's probably a way around that, you dumbass bitch. There's a rodeo where a bunch of performers are there and like, wow, I know you. You're the daughter of that one woman who died. Here's her sash that I just happened to have on me at the time. What the hell was she wearing that for? Also, I still cannot stand the design for this character. So disgustingly ugly. Like, ugh. It was like a character straight out of the CGI rendering of the 90s. Look at how awkward this toss is. Like, geez Louise, that was the most awkward cloth movement I've ever seen in my life. We were then introduced to the girl's father, who is a loser, I guess, because he didn't raise his own daughter, because I guess he was traumatized or some bullshit like that. And he's voiced by Jake Gyllenhaal. The only reason I'm mentioning that, because everyone in the people responding to the movie, or like, this is the reason I saw a movie, he does a crappy job. Like, it's so phoned in, probably because he knew his shit. So if you're watching the movie for him, then you're going to be sorely disappointed. For some reason, he acts like he doesn't understand anything about his daughter, even though he's supposed to be a dad, and he acts more protective later on, but he acts like so awkward around her, like he's trying to flirt with her or something like that. I don't know, maybe I'm picking up some wrong vibes, but it comes off that way, like, yeah, do you like strawberries, baby? It's so awkward and so, ugh, and the designs of the humans are so terrible. Like, look at this guy. This guy looks like a character that come out of the 2020s. And the dumb Lucky character, terrible name, sees a peephole for spying on people, I guess. I guess the dad was such a perv that he had to spy on his own wife undressing. What a weirdo. Also, those guys from earlier, apparently John Marston here was a wrangler, and he's trying to wrangle up a horse, and of course it happens to be Spirit because, you know, he got caught again. Wah wah. If you remember the first movie, we know that Spirit's actually pretty hard a horse to capture, so I want to know how these doofuses were able to do it. And also, they're bad because they use ropes and stuff like that. Well, it's so generically bad, but it's okay that the one girl wants to ride the horse, but they're not allowed to because they're using ropes and stupid shit like that. Uh-oh, John Marston's the bad guy now. You know, he saved the girl in the beginning of the movie. Like, what was the point of that? What was the point? So now that Spirit got free because the dumb girl's like, wow, I want this horse. I love this horse. So, yeah, these fences aren't really that high, and we've seen Spirit. It is in the same continuity of the first movie. We see him jump higher than that, so he just stays in the pen. He doesn't run away, even though, like I said, he's a wild horse that doesn't like to be tamed. But whatever. In a movie called Spirit Untamed, spirit gets tamed. Not even joking. Even the title lies to you! I'm trying to point out that this is actually based off a TV show. I think is a prequel to it, I don't know. It came out like in 2017 or something like that. It has the same content as this movie. I think also the TV show is dumb, but whatever. Oddly enough, the animation looks better, even though it's technically worse, but because it has more style to it, it looks better than the actual movie, which is pretty pathetic. But I'm not going to talk about the TV show because I didn't care to watch it. So the girl is pretty stupid, and the dad laughs because the girl is retarded or something like that and sucks at everything, pretty much. But she's like, I got a friend. He's like, wait, a boy? Well, no, he's a good free spirit. It's a horse. Huh? The horse that you didn't even interact with, you just saw from a distance? That's your friend? It doesn't make any sense. Didn't even interact. What are you talking about? How is that your friend? So screw this other girl that you're talking to and seem to have a friendship with. She's not important, but there's a horse. That's better. Like, you're a fucking cunt. He's like, yeah, I met friends that nice. A lot of people can't make friends that easy. I can't. And you made friends that easy, and then you care about the stupid fucking horse that you don't even give a shit about, really, because you just want it for your own greedy, stupid self. That fucking has all this riches from not having to try, from a famous mom and a fucking jackass grandpa who has a bunch of money. But, oh, my squirrel ruined everything for me, and I want a horse. I want a sash. I hate this bitch so much. Also, the dad gets mad because she wants to ride a horse, and that's bad because horses killed my grandma, okay? Okay, wrong movie, but no. He's like, you cannot do this, generic stuff, but he's such a pathetic dad that you don't even give a shit. He sucks as a father. Go to father jail. Dad from this movie makes Buck Cluck from Chicken Little look like a good father. Well, not really. He's still the worst dad ever. I mean, look at his face. So a good chunk of this movie is just her feeding the horse apple. That's it. Apples. I hope you like apple scenes. That's the most of the movie. Despite this being a wild horse with aggression problems, she decides a good idea to just jump on the horse's back, even with this dumb kid's help, and of course that ends up going bad. Because what do you expect? Why did they ride this one horse? Of all the horses you could ride, you chose to ride the horse that's untamable? I guess she just really wants to do it to prove that she can. Well, guess what? She apparently does, you know, it seems like it messes up first. Like, uh-oh, I'm ruining everything because I'm a dumb cunt! And they ride all the way to a canyon and something like that. I don't know. The horse gets away. Then we have the typical fight between the dad and the daughter, where the dad's like, you failed as a daughter, and you almost got yourself killed like an idiot for doing something so reckless and stupid, even though your mom died on horseback, even though she's supposed to be a great rider, as everyone says. And like, well, you weren't there for me, so fuck you, I'm running away. Quit Lily, she runs away. What a relatable protagonist. But that's okay, because she learns that there's an evil plan.
Find out that the farm is being closed down.
No, actually, John Marston and his crew are rounding up horses to ride, I guess. Or maybe work. It's not really to explain what they're trying to do. Like, oh, they might make them work or something. But Spirit doesn't get tamed because he's untamable. But she throws an apple at John Marston and tells you, fuck you, I like Red Dead Redemption 2 better than your game. And he's like, fuck you, girl. Oh, and she's so easily able to tame Spirit. It's kind of crazy. Like, this, literally, the next scene. Wow. Lovely. And this totally doesn't break the can the first movie. Not at all. So, her and her horse gal friends go on an adventure that just basically just them casually walking through the fields. And the one girl sings a terrible song. What do you expect? It's terrible. Well, it's terrible in the context of the movie. And it's terrible in real life. So if you know this song is bad, then why are you forcing us to listen to it? That's my real question, movie. So they had to make a jump, I guess because the girl sucks at riding horses, even though she wants to ride a horse and never practices on a horse, she dies. No, she lives somehow, even though it looks like it was a pretty high jump up. Whatever. And her mom apparently can get a little die from a little ramp jump. Apparently, her daughter can survive a cliff jump. This movie just... I mean, why do I even care? Who the hell cares about this movie? We'll go over the rest of the scenes, but they're really not that interesting. It's lame character interactions that aren't interesting and have very little development. She rides the horse, and their dad's like, wow, and I don't even know what's going on in some of these scenes. Also, John Marston decides it's a good idea to fight a horse, and he dies. Wah wah. But then there's a sad scene where she has to let him go, and it's so sad because they had such a great bond, even though they really didn't. They'd known each other for like a day or something. What a fucking movie. When the dad sings a bad song, I guess, it's supposed to be charming or whatever, or funny. It's neither. Spirit Untamed is probably the worst DreamWorks movie ever made. That's not saying it lightly. It not only is it just a generically crappily bad movie, but also takes a giant, as I said earlier, horse dump on a pretty good film that a lot of people like, including myself included in that matter. It's just a sequel that makes sense on clearly nothing. I have no idea why they made a movie of TV series and movie of the Spirit, because it's pretty much a pretty well self-contained movie. It's not like something that needs a sequel. But yeah, DreamWorks during this era just proves that they do just make sequels to literally anything, even if it makes literally no sense at all. I mean, sometimes it pays off, like Puss in Boots 2, which we haven't got to yet. But they're making sequels and spin-offs to films that just don't need it at all. And usually, back in the day, they were able to make good sequels. I think Trolls 2 and Cruise 2 are better than the originals, but there's still nothing worth writing home about at the end of the day. I think mostly because their first films had so many flaws that even improving on them just can't fix everything. And Spirit Untamed just showcases that you really shouldn't mess with with the 2D anime movie in the CGI department. It's just a terribly animated movie. The voice acting sucks. Everyone phoning it in. The main character girl is one of the least likable protagonists of all time. She has basically everything perfect in her life, and she complains still. Like, such lame issues. I don't think anyone really can relate to. I mean, maybe, but they're so uninteresting. She's such an uninteresting character. And especially watching this and the other Spirit movie together, it sucks. I don't really know what goes on in the TV show, nor do I really care. I think the concept of Spirit being tamed by some girl, a sad girl who's sad and just wants to be with him, and then stopping John Marston and his evil gang or something like that from taking... They don't showcase a lot of stuff. This is basically a movie that just tells you everything. Well, the first Spirit, which is so great, it just shows you stuff, and that's such a great way of making a movie. I mean, that's the whole point of making movies. It's show, no tell, don't tell. You know what I mean? The first movies ever made were silent films. They didn't even have sound. They pretty much had to show you what was going on, and they couldn't tell you. But this movie just tells you these guys might do this. Well, we don't see them doing that. There's no struggle there. We don't even see why Spirit even matters in this movie unless you see the first movie, or is a pack, what the importance of that is. You just don't care. They're just generic horses in the movie. They don't humanize the horses. They're just stupid horses. I'm not even joking. I'm not saying horses are stupid. I'm saying this movie treats horses like they're nothing. It's the dumb girl who has to take control of the horse. Get the fuck out of here. I hate this movie. Let me know if you like this movie. I couldn't find a single person that likes this movie. Most people just haven't seen it. The good thing about this movie, it's forgettable, and it's so detached from the original Spirit movie that in a way, it really doesn't matter. It's just a piece of junk that really should have been kept in a bargain bin. Spirit Untamed gets a nice, big, fat, juicy F tier. It is quite possibly the worst film in this animated... It's not the worst one I ever saw. Technically, there's worse, but it is one of the worst made animated movies I've seen on for a big budget studio like DreamWorks. Their films aren't usually cheap. They usually put in a lot of effort, even if the movies don't have the best scripts or whatnot. But this is just awful. I don't even know what to say. There's only a couple of films left, really. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... Well, 7, technically speaking, but that movie's not coming out for a little while. So 6 films left, and yeah, nothing is being lower than Spirit Untamed, just from what I've seen. I haven't seen 2 of them, but one hasn't even come out yet, and the other one I haven't heard anything really bad about, so we will see. But yeah, we got like 3 sequels left. Oh my goodness, yeah, Spirit Untamed, worst DreamWorks movie. It's probably going to stay that way for a long time, unless they somehow it makes me even worse, but whatever. This is where I rank the villain, but this tier list does not have the villain from Spirit Untamed. I think the person just forgot about that movie existing. Yes, it's definitely a main DreamWorks movie. I know it doesn't feel like it is, and maybe it's attached to the spin-off, but no, so they after release, the DreamWorks logo is attached to it, and every other site treats it like it's a main film. So even if it feels like a low-budget piece of shit, which it is, it's still counted as a part of the DreamWorks lineage. So that's why I'm not even explaining it. Who the hell cares? The villain, he just sucks. Like, he starts off like, he seems like, okay, maybe he'll be a nuanced character. He just starts off actually saving the girl, and he's like, nope, I'm just evil. Lame. Like I said, they also stole the design for Red Dead Redemption with John Marston there. So I kept calling him John Marston because they stole the character design. I will put him in F tiers because I hate that movie. And that's it. Spirit Untamed did terrible at the box office. No shit. No one even remembers the movie came out. And people would do just say it just takes a giant horse dump on everything. Bunch of manure. Unfortunately for me, I had to do another DreamWorks sequel. Yes, they keep making sequels, and I'm getting really tired of it. And you know what they're making a sequel to? They made a sequel to the fucking Boss Baby! I have to review The Boss Baby Family Business next. Why? Why did they make a sequel to The Boss Baby? I'll see you then.